Now, Ferrari quotes a dry weight of 1,525 kilograms. But when you're traveling at 155 miles an hour, and with all the fuel on board and me, that means that the car is effectively putting about 2.6 tons into the tarmac.
In order to deliver all of that downforce, the F80 employs a number of tricks, such as a totally flat underbody, front triplane wing, gurney flaps, and S-duct, plus an active rear wing and massive diffuser at the rear. Furthermore, the active suspension, which we'll get onto later, is tasked with keeping the ride height consistent, something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to producing the all-important ground effect.
At the front end alone, there's 460 kilograms of downforce at 155 miles an hour. And part of that is down to the way that the airflow goes in via the triplane wing configuration. It's then redirected upwards by the S-duct, and the resultant upwash means that you get an area of low pressure underneath the underbody, and that's what helps create the downforce. You've also got a gurney flap in there, which is hidden and works much like a DRS system on an F1 car, and that can open or close and create more or less downforce as needed.
Meanwhile, the packaging of the area around the driver's feet means there's space for 3 pairs of barge boards. These generate powerful vortices which improve downforce, but also keep the wake off the front wheels away from the underbody, thus preventing contamination of the airflow headed to the rear of the car.
There's 590 kilograms of downforce back here at 155 miles an hour, and that's thanks to the combination of the diffuser and the active rear spoiler. Now, this spoiler can change the height by up to 200 millimeters and also the angle of attack by up to 11 degrees, depending on what situation you're in. So if you're braking heavily into the corner, it'll go to maximum downforce mode, whereas if you're accelerating out and you reach a certain speed and you're in a straight line, it'll go into its slipperiest setting. But unlike the gurney flap at the front, which is either on or off, this is infinitely adjustable, and it's doing that as you're driving around the track. It's always changing depending on the situation. And that diffuser, just because it isn't active, doesn't mean it's not impressive. It's 1.8 meters long, which is actually longer than me, and it's also more than half of the entire length of the underbody of the car. And it's actually 3 times the length of the one in the LaFerrari, so it makes a huge difference.